Hello everyone, welcome to Drishti Judiciary and I am your General Awareness Mentor Shashank. Learners, today in this session I am going to discuss two things in a session. First of all about the CLAT 2025 and then about how you have to prepare for CLAT 2025-26. So my dear students, in this session I am going to discuss with you how the question of general awareness and current affairs comes in the CLAT examination, and this session is highly helpful for those students who are preparing for CLAT 2024-25 and the students who are aspiring to attempt the examination in 2025-26. तो दोस्तों आज के इस सेशन में मैं उन दोनों स्टूडेंट्स को केटर करने वाला हूं जिससे जो नए स्टूडेंट्स हैं उनको ये पता चल सके कि क्लैट के एग्जामिनेशन का पैटर्न क्या है और किस तरीके से उनको तैयारी करनी है अपने जीके सेक्शन में, और साथ ही साथ जो स्टूडेंट्स 2024 का एग्जाम जो होना है 1 दिसंबर को उनको आइडिया मिल जाए कि क्वेश्चन किस तरीके से आएंगे और क्या स्ट्रेटजी होनी चाहिए क्लैट में जीके और करंट अफेयर्स के पेपर को सॉल्व करने की। और जैसा आप सब जान रहे हैं कि 2024 में जो क्लैट का एग्जाम होने वाला है वो होने वाला है 1 दिसंबर को यानी संडे को। तो चलिए दोस्तों स्टार्ट करते हैं आज के सेशन को। सबसे पहले दोस्तों जब भी मैं बात करता हूं क्लैट में जीके के सेक्शन की, तो जो नंबर ऑफ क्वेश्चंस होते हैं जीके के सेक्शन में वो 25 to 28 वेरी करता है, 25 से लेकर के 28 तक वेरी करता है। और दोस्तों जो क्वेश्चन होता है वो पैसेज बेस्ड होता है। अब कई सारे स्टूडेंट्स को ये लग रहा होगा कि अगर पैसेज बेस्ड क्वेश्चन है तो दैट इज अ आरसी, so the passage is reading and comprehension. We have to read the passage and then we have to answer the question according to the information which is given in passage. अगर आपको ये लगता है कि ये रीडिंग कॉम्प्रिहेंशन का पैसेज है तो my dear learners you are on wrong boat. This is not a reading comprehension passage. This is the passage only given for inference. That means you have to understand what the passage is talking about and then on that inference you have to answer the question. So this is not a reading comprehension passage. So those students who are aspiring for CAT 2025-26 please understand that this is not a reading comprehension passage. What you have to do, just from this passage you have to take the inference. Inference means about the idea and then you have to answer the questions. And overall CLAT pattern if I discuss, so number of question is 120, one question carries 1 marks, 0.25 is the negative marking and time allotted is 2 hours and that means 120 minutes. And you will find that my dear learners, the passage is completely, the examination is completely in English medium. So let's discuss the passage. See, there is a passage about mercy petition. Mercy petition is always, you will find that it is a very important segment, and whenever a person has given capital punishment, जब भी किसी person को मृत्यु दंड दिया जाता है, then the person files mercy petition before the President of India. So see the passage my dear learners, कि the mercy petition in India is a legal provision. So it is a legal provision that allows sentence to death or imprisonment to seek the clemency from the president or governor. Article 72 of the Indian Constitution empowers the president to grant pardon, reprieve, respite, remission of the punishment under specific circumstances. This mechanism serves as a check of potential miscarriage of justice and ensure that humanitarian conditions are taken into account. The process is typically involving submitting a formal petition which then reviewed by the relevant authorities. High profile cases as those involving death row inmates often attract significant attention and debate, highlighting the issue of justice, morality and role of the state in administering the punishment. तो दोस्तों जब आप इस पैसेज को पढ़ोगे तो कई सारे स्टूडेंट्स को लगेगा कि सर ये तो रीडिंग कॉम्प्रिहेंशन का पैसेज है, तो बस बहुत आसान है, रीडिंग कॉम्प्रिहेंशन का पैसेज पढ़िए और आंसर करना स्टार्ट कर दिए बेस्ड ऑन द पैसेज। My dear learners, this is completely wrong. This is just a passage for inference. ये सिर्फ समझने के लिए पैसेज है कि what this passage is talking about. Sometimes it may happen that you may find a answer of the question, but it is not always every time. So it may happen once in a blue moon that you may find the answer of the question, but it is not a regular phenomena at all. So this is not a RC passage. Now, if you have time, you can read the passage in a faster speed. But if you are lacking of the time in examination, what you have to do, you can directly come up to the question. Now see what type of question is being asked. See, the first question is ki how many types of pardoning power are available to the president according to article 72 of the Indian Constitution. See, यहाँ पर president के pardoning powers की बात की गई है जो article 72 में mention है. दोस्तों यहां पर आपने पैसेज पढ़ा, आर्टिकल 72 में लिखा हुआ है कि देयर इज अ पार्डनिंग पावर्स अबाउट द प्रेसिडेंट, बट ये मेंशन नहीं है कि हाउ मेनी टाइप्स ऑफ पार्डनिंग पावर इज देयर. सो व्हेनेवर यू गो फॉर द जीके सेक्शन, यू हैव टू डेवलप द कॉन्सेप्ट of whatever you have read. For example, if you have read about the President of India, that is a part of Union Executive, you have to read everything about the President, not only about the basic things of the President, about the powers also. And pardoning powers, veto powers, emergency powers of the President, they are very much being asked in the examination. So according to Article 72, my dear learners, if you will read Article 72 of Indian Constitution, you will find pardoning powers. Pardoning powers of President. Pardoning powers of President. And President of India have 5 types of pardoning power. So President of India enjoys 5 types of pardoning powers. Which are those? First is pardon. Second is commutation. Third is remission. Fourth is respite. And fifth is reprieve. Reprieve. So the number of pardoning powers that is available to the president, that is correct answer is option B, that is 5 types of pardoning powers. अब यहां आपने देखा कि भाई अगर आपने प्रेसिडेंट के टॉपिक को पढ़ा है, बट इफ यू हैव स्किप्ड द प्रेसिडेंट पावर्स ऑफ द प्रेसिडेंट, देन यू विल नॉट बी एबल टू सॉल्व दिस क्वेश्चन. नाउ सी अनदर क्वेश्चन. Another question is when the nature of the punishment is changed by the President of India, that is known as. So whenever the nature of the punishment is changed by President of India, that is known as pardon, commutation, remission or reprieve. So what does it call? See, whenever the nature of punishment is changed by President of India, for example, if the person is given capital punishment and this capital punishment is changed into lifetime imprisonment. So अगर कैपिटल पनिशमेंट किसी पर्सन को मिला, मृत्युदंड मिला और उसको लाइफ टाइम इंप्रिजनमेंट यानी आजीवन कारावास में राष्ट्रपति ने बदल दिया, तो दैट कंडीशन इज नोन एज, दिस इज नोन एज कम्यूटेशन. सो दिस इज नोन एज डियर कम्यूटेशन. कम्यूटेशन का मतलब होता है टू चेंज द नेचर ऑफ पनिशमेंट. सो कम्यूटेशन मीन्स टू चेंज द नेचर ऑफ पनिशमेंट. जब प्रेसिडेंट पनिशमेंट के नेचर को चेंज करते हैं, दैट इज कॉल्ड कम्यूटेशन. और प्रेसिडेंट ने अगर सजा कम्यूट कर दी तो वो प्रेसिडेंट जो है वो नेचर ऑफ पनिशमेंट को चेंज कर देंगे. अब देखो यहां पर आपको एक बात ये भी समझना है कि एस्पिरेंट्स अगर आप क्लैट 2025-26 टारगेट कर रहे हैं तो जीके के सेक्शन में आपको कॉन्सेप्चुअल अंडरस्टैंडिंग पर फोकस करना है. यू हैव टू फोकस मोर ऑन कॉन्सेप्चुअल अंडरस्टैंडिंग रादर देन reading the things superficially and cramming the facts. So always develop a conceptual understanding of the topic rather than cramming the facts and figures, then only you will be able to understand the things properly, and then you will be able to fetch good marks in general awareness section. This is a game changer section of CLAT examination. सो आई होप सेकंड का भी आंसर समझ में आ गया, यानी यहां आपको कॉन्सेप्चुअल अंडरस्टैंडिंग पर फोकस करना होगा रादर देन सुपरफिशियल नॉलेज ऑफ द सब्जेक्ट. नाउ कम टू द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन कि कैपिटल पनिशमेंट विल बी अवॉर्डेड इन रेयरेस्ट ऑफ द रेयर कैटेगरी केसेस डिक्लेयर्ड बाय ऑनरेबल सुप्रीम कोर्ट इन. अब देखो यहां पर केस स्टडी भी पूछा, कॉमन केस स्टडीज आपको पता होना चाहिए. फॉर एग्जांपल केशवानंद भारती वर्सेस स्टेट ऑफ केरल केस, जस्टिस केस पुट्टास्वामी वर्सेस यूनियन ऑफ इंडिया केस 2017, मिनर्वा मिल्स केस, बच्चन सिंह वर्सेस स्टेट ऑफ Punjab. So these are very common cases and that you should know. So whenever you read about any constitutional provision, legal provision, and if there is any case study involved in that provision, please remember the case study also. And you do not have to remember every case study, but the ultimate decision that was being given by Supreme Court, that you have to read. So whenever we talk about capital punishment, that is given in the rarest of the rare cases, and this rarest of the rare case, it is being given in, that is Bachchan Singh versus State of Punjab. So Bachchan Singh versus State of Punjab will be the correct answer. और rarest of the rare category case define कैसे होता है? देखो rarest of the rare category case define होता है on discretion of the judge, कि how the judge is taking that case. If it is a crime against women, crime against minor, or heinous crime against women, heinous crimes against minor, or it is a heinous crimes against humanity, this is being taken as rarest of the rare cases. These are the few parameters in which rarest of the rare case is defined. So rarest of the rare case parameter, it is being discussed in Bachchan Singh versus State of Punjab 1960. So I hope my dear learners, is that clear to all of you कि whenever you read any constitutional or legal provision and if any case study is involved, then you have to understand and then you have to remember the case study as well. So do not skip the case study, because case study plays an important role in CLAT examination. They ask regular normal case studies, they will not ask typical case studies, the case studies which are very common. Now come to the next question कि other than president, governor has also got the pardoning power mentioned in which article of Indian Constitution? As we have read in the passage, that कि other than president of India, governor is also given pardoning powers. So being the executive head of the state, he is also given the pardoning power. So which article defines pardoning power of governor? Now see, here you can use elimination method as well to arrive on correct answer. How it is being used? See, article 312 that discusses with all India services. So this is an article of all India services, all India service. Next we have article 169 that discusses with legislative council. This is also known as Vidhan Parishad. Then article 170 that is associated with legislative assembly. This is called Vidhan Sabha. Now the only article that is left is article 161. So article 161 will be the correct answer, that discusses pardoning power of governor. So governor and president both enjoys pardoning power, president by article 72 and governor by article 161. So here you have seen कि elimination method also works, but to apply elimination method you should have a understanding of the topic properly, then only you will be able to apply elimination method. Other than, if you do not have the proper understanding of the topic, you won't be able to apply elimination method. So in this way guys, you have to answer the question in coming CLAT exam, and in this way you have to prepare for upcoming CLAT exam. Now come to the next question कि the petitions are received by President Secretariat on behalf of President, which is then forwarded to which ministry for comment and recommendation. See, whenever the mercy petition is received by the President Secretariat, this is referred to which ministry? Options are Ministry of Law and Justice, Ministry of Home Affairs, Ministry of Social Justice and Prime Minister's Office. Now my dear learners, if you have not read the things properly, if you have did superficial learning, then you won't be able to answer this question. If you will try to apply elimination method, you will stick in 2 options or maximum 3 options. These options are Ministry of Law and Justice because it is related to judiciary, then Ministry of Home Affairs and then Prime Minister's Office. But every time elimination method does not works according to the choice or according to the nature of question. See, whenever you read any article, try to understand maximum of the articles properly, and whenever you make notes of general awareness, try to have some gap between the 2 topics. Reason is this कि by the time you find any interesting fact, interesting figure, then you can add, so that by the time your examination is there, your notes is well prepared. So this is forwarded to Ministry of Home Affairs for the further recommendation. And my dear learners, it is not every time possible to answer all the 5 questions of the passage. So if you are attempting 4 correctly, then it is also considered as a very good score. Out of 5, if you are attempting 4, then it is also considered as a good attempt. But these 4 should be correct. So what we have learned ki through the passage, you may or may not be able to answer all the questions. Therefore, the passage is only for the inference. It is not like a reading comprehension passage where you will read the passage and based on the passage 5 questions will be given and you have to answer this. So this is a misconception. If you have developed, then please remove this misconception ki the passage of general awareness and current affairs in CLAT examination is a RC. So it's not an RC, just an inferential passage. And why I am stressing so much? Because that should fit in your mind ki how I have to prepare for the subject. Now let's take another example. Another example is about the preamble of the Constitution. So this is the passage about the preamble of the Constitution. See what the passage is talking. Preamble of the Indian Constitution serves as the introduction and guiding principle for nation governance. It outlines the fundamental value and aspiration of Indian states. The preamble declares India as a sovereign, socialist, secular and democratic republic, emphasizing the importance of justice, liberty, equality, fraternity. It reflects the commitment to uphold the dignity of individual and promote the welfare of the citizen. Preamble serves as a reminder of constitutional norms in foresighting social and economic progress while ensuring the rights of every individual protected. By embodying collective aspiration of the people, preamble acts as moral compass for lawmakers, guiding the interpretation and implementation of the Constitution. Now, see, this is the passage about preamble. Whenever we go to the question, whenever we land on the questions related to the topic, you may or may not find any answer directly from this passage. So let's see. The first question is कि preamble is identity card of Indian Constitution. This statement is given by. So preamble is identity card. What do you mean by identity card? See, whenever we have our identity card, you must have identity card when you were in school. So about you, the information is given in brief, like your name, your blood group, your parents' name, your contact number, home address. So this is a brief information about yourself in the identity card. So preamble is the summary of Constitution. So since it is a summary of the Constitution, therefore it is an identity card of the Constitution. It was being said by N.A. Palkhiwala, very famous advocate of Supreme Court and a very famous constitutional expert, although he is no more. Then we have Fali Nariman, Soli Sorabji, C.K. Daftari. These are all the senior advocates of Supreme Court. But preamble is the identity card of the Indian Constitution. This is being said by N.A. Palkhiwala. And Although Palkhiwala, N.A. Palkhiwala is no more. So this statement was given by N.A. Palkhiwala. So correct answer will be option B. So my dear, whenever you read about preamble, you have to understand the whole concept of preamble. You cannot skip any single thing to make the topic understandable and to solve the question. Now see the question. On which day Constitution of India was adopted? 26 January 1950, 26 November 1949, 24 January 1950, 15th August 1950. See, whenever you read preamble, in the last of the preamble, if you must have read preamble in your NCERT books. The preamble page is given in NCERT books. So if you read preamble, if you have read the preamble only, then you will find the date on which the preamble, on which the Constitution was adopted, and it is clearly mentioned in the preamble of Indian Constitution, and that day is 26th November 1949, which is celebrated as National Law Day. So it is celebrated as National Law Day. That is, the preamble of the Constitution is celebrated as National Law Day. On this day preamble was adopted, or the Constitution of India, preamble, not Constitution of India, was adopted, and this day is mentioned in preamble. So this day is mentioned in preamble. So if you will read preamble, you will get to know about this also. So what you have to do, you have to go through the topic, and those students who are going to appear for CLAT 2024-25, if you do not have that much time to go through the passage, please go directly to the question, because every correct answer matters. So if you do not have that much time, this I am telling for the students who are appearing for CLAT 2024-25, and the examination is on 1st of the December. So if you do not have time, directly go to the question. Do not invest your time in reading the passage if you do not have time. So next question we have, which of the following words in preamble defines the nature of India? So whenever you will read preamble, you will find that preamble defines two things. If you will read the feature of preamble, features of preamble, you will find that some words define nature of India, and some words defined objective of Constitution. Some words define objective of Constitution. See, if I talk about these words, justice, liberty, equality and secular. So sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic, republic. Sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic, republic, that discusses what? That discusses the nature of India. And out of these 5 words, sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic, republic. So the word that defines the nature of India is secular. So secular words define the nature, whereas justice, liberty, equality, fraternity, that defines objective of the Constitution. So these words define objective of Constitution. So these words define objective of Constitution. Therefore, my dear learners, if you have to go through the passage, you have a core understanding of the topic, then only you will be able to answer the questions of general awareness and current affair. Therefore, I always emphasize on understanding of the subject rather than superficial knowledge of the subject. Now come to the next question, in which case it was defined that preamble is not the part of Indian Constitution. See, whenever you read about preamble, you definitely encountered with the case study. So whenever there is a question related to the Constitution of India, you will find that generally the case reference is given of the Supreme Court. See, Whenever we find this type of question, that is the question related to the case study, and if it is the constitutional topic, legal topic, definitely some case study will be involved. And common case study you must remember. This is the foremost thing. Reason is this, कि once you will go to the law school, you have to remember multiple case studies. So this is the beginning. So preamble is not the part of constitution. This is decided by only by the Honorable Supreme Court of India. And once you will go through the preamble, my dear, and you will find the topic is there that we discuss in our regular sessions, कि is preamble a part of constitution or not. So in Berubari Union case 1960, Honorable Supreme Court of India said that कि preamble is not the part of constitution, and here it is asking not the part of constitution. So correct answer will be option B. But in Keshwanand Bharti versus State of Kerala case, Honorable Supreme Court revised its decision and said that कि preamble is part of constitution, and in LIC of India case it was being said that कि preamble is integral part of the constitution. So preamble is integral part of the constitution. So in Berubari Union case it was being said that कि preamble is not the part of constitution. So correct answer will be option B. So it is LIC of India case 1995. Now come to the next question, कि idea of liberty, equality, fraternity, it is adopted from which constitution? So idea of liberty, equality, fraternity. See, this is the question which is related to the sources of the constitution plus preamble, because these three words you will find in preamble, and it is adopted from where? So it is adopted from French constitution. So these are the part of French Revolution. So it is adopted from French Revolution, and French Revolution that started from 1789 to 1799, and this is adopted from French constitution. So I hope you must have understood this, that is from the French constitution. So guys, what we have observed from these two passages. First thing we have observed that the passage is not an RC. You may or may not find question of your answer of your question from the passage. Second thing, you understood that without having core knowledge of the subject, core knowledge of the topic, you will not be able to solve the questions. And it may or may not be possible that you will answer all the 5 questions. It may be possible that you may answer 3 out of 5, 4 out of 5, and sometimes 5 out of 5. That will totally depend upon the understanding of your subject. And if the understanding is good, then definitely you are going to get good marks and can get in the dream NLU of India. So guys, the core thing is that you do not have to go traditionally. You have to develop smart approach. If you are for CLAT 2024-25 students, if you are running out of the time, so directly go to the question and start solving it. But if you are preparing for CLAT 2025-26, that means examination will be on 25, you will be getting in NLU in 2026, then please try to understand the things, understand how you have to prepare for the subject. So through these two passages, I have tried to explain the pattern of the CLAT examination and how you have to approach the subject. So guys, I hope I have made the things clear before you, and you must have understood what should be your approach of doing the things. And at every step of your preparation, we are there to guide you. So that was all from my side. This is Shashank signing off for the today. Let's meet in the next interesting and informative topic. Till then, have a good day.